folks, welcome back to another fishing adventure. Today I'm doing something that's a little bit different. Actually fishing a creek today, so you guys can see I'm down on the creek bed now, and this isn't something that I normally do, but I really enjoy doing. I love going out catching big fish on big water, but there's just something special about fishing a little tiny creek. I don't know if it's just being able to catch fish in such a small body of water or the diverse life that you can find in these little creeks, but there's just something about it that I absolutely love. I try and make it a point to do it a few times a year. There's not a ton of creeks around where I live, but there are a few good ones. So I'm out at this one today, and this creek, I've fished it in the summertime before. It gets bass, little creek chubs, all types of sunfish species. So it's got a little bit of everything. In the springtime, I haven't really fished it though, so I'm gonna see what I can get out of it today. I haven't seen a ton of life. Usually if you walk this in the summertime, there's fish shooting off everywhere. I've seen some minnows in some smaller holes, and I did catch one fall fish or creek chub, whatever you want to call it, so far. Basically, I'm just walking along, and anywhere there's a deeper hole or a riffle falling off into a deeper hole, that's where I'm casting to. I'm just using a little jig with a little twisty tail. I'm just throwing artificials. I'm not doing any live bait like worms or bugs or anything today, but I'm just going to see what I can find, kind of walk down the stream, see what holes I can find, see if I can see any fish, to sight fish them. The water clarity in this creek is really good, so I can see all the way to the bottom. But yeah, just getting out by myself today, doing a fun little creek fishing trip. I'd love to catch some bass, but I think the majority of what I'm going to catch is these little creek chubs or fall fish, which are still super fun. They're aggressive and fun to fight on light tackle. So I'm going to keep on moving down the creek, see if I can find some better areas, and take you guys along for the ride. See a bunch of minnows up under this log right here. Would not be surprised if there's a fall fish laying up in there. They like to hang in those deeper areas. They also like to hang right at the base of these little riffles. Really expecting maybe fall fish today, but you never know. There's bass and bluegill in here periodically in the summertime. Well, so it looks like there's a little feeder creek coming into this main creek right here. Be a good spot for either bass or some bluegill, or really any type of fish to sit, wait to ambush prey. It's being pull it out of that feeder creek because it drops off into a deep hole. So, oh, something just hit it. So I think there's some little guys, because I just had two back-to-back casts where I got hit, but I couldn't set the hook on him. There he is. Little guy, check that out. Little fall fish, creek chub. They're pretty cool looking though. Look at the colors on that guy. Beautiful little fish. They're fun. They get a lot bigger than that. That's probably, I'd say, an average size one to catch in this creek. Some people call them suckers, but they're really gorgeous. I'm gonna let them go over here, that way I don't disturb the little hole that I'm casting into, but they're so pretty. And off he goes. Just gonna kind of work down this creek. Oh, you gotta be quick with it. They'll hit it, and if they don't like what they taste, they'll spit it real quick, but you can feel them on there. Now when you're casting, you want to keep a distance. You don't want to walk right up on that hole or whatever part of the creek that you're gonna be casting to, because you will spook those fish. So I try and stay, like, I don't know, a good 15-20 feet back while casting there, because those fish will get skittish. Sometimes even after a couple casts, or even after you catch one fish, other ones won't hit. They'll get skittish too, which I think that's what's happening here. But now when you're fishing these streams like this, you'll a lot of times stumble across these areas where it'll go from this riffle, and then up ahead it looks like there's a deeper hole right at this bend. So that's a good area to target. The creek's flowing from right to left, and it looks like they're just picking off bugs or whatever comes down their way. So if I can make a good cast, I think I should be able to pluck a couple of those fish. All right, let's see how precise I can get, because those fish are definitely coming up and popping bugs off the top, it looks like. Oh, I had one's interest. If I can just get this jig down in there, I'm gonna catch a fish. Might be good. Oh, what do I got? Looks like another creek chub. Check that out. This guy doesn't have a stripe. Normally they do, but beautiful fish. Really cool looking guys. So I'm just gonna pop him back into the creek. He'll be swimming off. There's definitely a lot more fish right down in that hole. Definitely saw some little sunfish in there. Still coming up and popping. See if I can take a cast from back here. Get one to come up and eat it. Oh God, that fish crushed it. There's another one. That's a little guy. Little creek chub. What's up, dude? Thank you for hitting it. But yeah, I'm just using these little tiny jigs. That's basically the smallest jig head I could find, but I'm sure you can buy smaller. That's all I had in my tackle box. But these little guys, if you want some fun fishing in a creek, they are pretty fun even though they're tiny. They are very aggressive and put up a decent little fight. Back he goes. I'll start to ease up a little bit, see if I can see where they're at. Oh, there he is. That's a bigger chub. Oh, it's so cool. You can see him. That's a bigger one. Yeah, that's the biggest one I've caught today. Now we're getting there. That's a little bit better sized one. I mean, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches. It's so cool when you can see them down in the water. Beautiful, beautiful fish. So cool. We'll watch him. He's up under the bank. And another one. Got myself a little school down there. That's pretty cool. This little jig's working magic on them. That's basically all you guys need to get out and do some creek fishing, especially in a creek this small. It's these little tiny plastic jigs on a little jig head. You don't need to use, live bait necessarily. If you can, place a jig right where these fish are sitting, they're usually waiting to ambush stuff. So when you get it right in their face, they're gonna hit it. Oh God, yeah. Dropped it right in his face. Another thick boy. This is fun. This is fun. Like I said, I like catching big fish, but getting out and doing some creek fishing, it just takes you back to your roots. I came and my dad took me to this creek when I was young, and we would fish in it, and just a lot of memories back here. So it's nice to get back to your roots, have a little fun. Just a simple style of fishing, but it can be a lot of fun. There he goes. Sometimes you get a nice precise cast, you can flip your bail and use your rod tip to place the jig right where you want it, right in there. Oh, that's something different. That's a little sunfish. I'm not great. That's a long-eared sunfish, I think. Yeah, he's missing it on that side, but you can see he's got that long ear. That's cool. Second species. Look how beautiful that fish is, guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous sunfish. I'm gonna let him go. Off he goes. We're gonna move down the creek. Fished that hole out pretty good. Caught a bunch of creek chubs and that one long-eared sunfish. And there's another little hole right up here. And I'm gonna see if I can pluck a few more fish out of it. Just kind of work my way down. Of course, I didn't have my GoPro on, but I just caught the biggest sunfish of the day. Second one I've caught. It's another, I think they're long-eared. You guys can see they've got this longer ear on them that's black. Other species doesn't extend as far as a black dot, and some of them have red-eared sunfish. So that guy is gorgeous. See a sunfish right in front of me. See if he has any interest in this little jig. Oh, one just hit it, but it was smaller. See if I can get back down. Cast them. Looks like there's a little channel along this edge of the creek. Oh, one's going for it. He's got it. He's got it. That's a different species. What is that guy? What is that guy? Is that a bluegill? No, this might be a green sunfish. I think that's a green sunfish. Darker. It's gotta be. Look at the beautiful colors on that fish, guys. I think that's a green sunfish. I'm not great on my sunfish ID, but I'm pretty positive that's a green sunfish. So that'd be our third species of the day. Pretty cool looking guy. And we're gonna toss him back. Right back he goes. That was so cool. I'm literally sight fishing these fish. I saw one swim out, and I guess there's a cut out of this bank right here where it's deeper. They're sitting up under in the shade, waiting to ambush. See if I can get another one. Just kind of working this jig, bouncing it along the bottom. Oh, He's got it. He's got it. Look at that. A little better sized one too. Check out that little guy. That's so cool. Man, these fish are just gorgeous. That orange is just so cool. Pop this hook out of that guy and thank him for letting me catch him. And he's going back. So again, I'm coming up on a big stretch of creek where it looks like there's a few deeper holes. I can kind of see some fish popping, so I'm gonna be very careful. You wanna be very quiet when you ease up on these holes. Be very precise with your casts. That way you don't spook the fish, because you could have a whole school of fish sitting in a hole that presents you a bunch of opportunities to catch fish. But if you run up on them, get too close and spook them, you're wasting your time. Those fish won't hit, so you'll have to keep moving. But I see a few fish popping the surface down here, so hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you are, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of content coming out. Weather's warming up, and we're gonna be doing a lot of fishing coming up. Not to mention turkey season is almost here, so I'm very excited for that. So I've seen some fish pop. I don't know if I can cast far enough, but if I can, I think I'll be able to get one. Yep, there's a little guy. I'm surprised I even hooked him. Just a little dude. Man, he was hungry. Oh, tiny little dude. Just a tiny little guy. But we're gonna let him go. Watch him swim off. See you later, little guy. Down he goes.